guys, if you're looking for the normal shenanigans on my channel, you're not going to get that today. Today is a little video for the Audi guys. I'm only doing this because I had to do the alternator on this car and I had to look up videos myself, and I didn't find one that was just cut and dry showing everything. So that's what this is, a little video for the Audi A6 C5 guys, which I think is the 5th generation or something. But yeah, I will throw this little clip in for my regulars just because. All right, guys, change an alternator on a 1999 Audi A6 Quattro Avante. It will be so much fun, they said. It'll be so easy, just like a small block Chevy, you know? 10-15 minutes, you're done. Oh my God. Anyways, watched every video I could on the old YouTube. None of them had all the pieces of information, but combining them all gave me enough information to confidently tackle this morning. So I'm going to quickly run through everything I did, try to put everything in one video for you guys out there doing it, so you don't have to spend the time I did researching last night. I did a lot of reading on forums and shit too, just on more testing to see if the alternator is good or if the exciter wire is working and all that. And from what I can tell, this thing is getting voltage. It was getting 8+ voltage to the exciter wire with a deadish battery and jumper cables off my other one. Anyways, it's getting voltage to the exciter, so it should be telling that alternator and voltage regulator to turn on. But let's quickly run through what I did here to get this alternator out. This is called the service mode way. I tried to take it out the bottom yesterday. That's a lot of bleeding knuckles and profanity, and this actually is not that bad. It looks horrible right now, but fuck, to tell you the truth, not bad at all. So where did I start? Plastic inner wheel wells, 2 10 mils, a T25 Torx on this guy, so 3 fasteners there, both sides. Second step was on this side, I had to reach in. I pried this out and there's those 3 holes there. I had to reach in and get those 3 10 mil nuts, these guys, 1 2 3 on both sides, 1 2 3, off of the studs. This side I did pull the fasteners off the plastic inner wheel well because they're connected to the bumper, the 2 10s and the T25 Torx, but I was able to reach up in here and get to those three studs there. So that's done. Then I figured, okay, the bumper should come off. No, it's still stuck because right here, the bumper shock goes into the support of the bumper. And there's a bolt that goes through each one of those. It's a number 8 Allen key, one on each side. Once you pull those out, the whole bumper is going to come out and off. But to get to those, you have to pull your fog light covers out from those holes there. But they pop out like Lego, so that's pretty easy. You pop those out, and then you can get to those 2 Allen bolts, and then this thing is ready to slide out. You got to unhook your horns on both sides and your fog lights on both sides. Horn, you squeeze these 2 metal things on the outside of it, pretty easy. This thing, this little clip kind of goes back and down. It's hard on the fingernails. I left the what looks like headlight squirters, I guess. I mean, that's where they go, to these little things. I don't know much about these cars, so I'm guessing maybe those pop up and squirt your headlights. Some fancy ass shit. I left that on there, just swung the bumper to the side. I don't know if this is normally fastened to a bunch of things in here, and you normally wouldn't have that much because I think this thing's been apart before. But that's what I did. You can figure it out. I mean, if you have to unhook this, I don't think it's that big of a deal because it's only going to be windshield washer fluid. Big deal. So then you can get this bumper right out of there. So that gets the bumper off and out. Then you got to get the core support, the rad support out of here. And where did I start there? We got two T30 Torx here, which mount to these two guys. And then you got one right here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, but I used one here. So there's three. It's three on both sides. That gets that unhooked. Then you got to pull your bumper shocks off. 1, 2, 3, 4 T45 Torx with a big extension. And also unmentioned on the online videos is this little 10 mil stud. You just pull that off. Once you pull the bumper shock off, just put it back on so you don't lose it or whatever. I do that wherever I can. But then the bumper shocks will pull out. There was 4 mounting studs on that side and only 3 on this side. Don't ask me why. Another 10 mil stud. So that pretty much has the front loosened. What am I missing here? You got these 2 Phillips right there. This little piece goes inside of this piece and they squish down in there. Pretty simple, pops out of the way. That's just Phillips. Trying to do this video quick so I don't make you guys watch long videos like I did. That has the whole front piece ready to come out and hang out. You use this bolt to kind of hold this side in. Once you pull it out, just put that T30 back in there. This side I used tie wire just because I wanted more room here. Then I went and pulled the fan out right down here, and we see where I'm pointing here. Oh yeah, right down here is a little Phillips, tiny little guy. Pull that out, then the fan will rotate this way and then pop out. It rotates out of little hooks that are in these little holes here, and then the fan pops out. Then you take the little metal clips down here, pop them off of here and here, and it allows you to roll your fan over. Don't bash it into the fans on your radiator. I should have this tie wired up and out away from the radiator, but I don't. Then 17 mil on this guy, which is your tensioner, and lift up. That releases the tension. You can pop the belt off. Then you can continue on to the fun part. You take the top bolt out of the alternator, Allen key, that's a number 8 Allen. Take the bottom bolt out of the alternator, 13 millimeter. Take this, do this first actually. Take this stud. There's a stud here that has this little hose holder thing right that goes over these 2 AC lines and holds it right here. I pulled that off. That's a 13 mil. That allows you to move these hoses out this way. I got it wedged out with some tools here. And then on the underside right here, there's this like water line thing, and you can see this tab down here, right where my finger's pointing. And there's a little bolt hole through it that screws in that way. That is again a 13 mil little nut, or little bolt. And that allows this to have more movement for when you're fighting the alternator. And fighting you will be. So alternator is loose in there, gives you access to the backside from underneath. There's a little, might as well go down there. There's your little 13 mil stud for the power. Make sure your battery's unhooked or that'll be sparking like crazy. And then the alternator plug, again with that little tab there, right there. Kind of push it in and back. It's a bit of a bitch. And this is the exciter wire here. Then you have to wrestle the alternator out, which I've already done. Just wiggle, turn, pull, fight, swear, pull, swear some more. Don't get a hammer. But yeah, it'll come out. I got mine out. This is a brand new alternator. This is a Valio. And I see it's taken a beating. It's cracked here on the mounting, so I'm thinking they dropped it on install or something. But another thing I noticed is it has 2 metal connections in there, whereas that little blue plug exciter wire only has 1. So maybe this is a wrong year alternator. Maybe it's the wrong alternator. I don't know. It's brand new though. It should be working. So there's obviously something wrong with it. Yeah. Trying to get this video quick. The last one was 15 minutes. I keep stuttering and forgetting shit. But yeah, guys, this isn't G-body stuff like my normal channel shit, but this is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to get this car going. I got to do this again now. I got another parts car up there I picked up. Super good deal. It's going to give me everything I need to make this car back good, but I want to make sure it runs and charges good first before I do anything else that actually costs money. So I'll be putting the other alternator in here. I'm going to do this again, drive the white car down here, do this again, switch, and hope for the best. And yeah, anyways, I hope that helps any of you guys doing this job out. I know people do it from the bottom, but this isn't that bad. It really isn't. Just put a blanket down if you don't want to scratch your shit, and be careful. This whole thing needs paint, so I'm not being that careful. But yeah, I may have missed mounting points on the bottom. There's 3 holes in there. This is missing the bottom lip, I believe, and it's not mounted, so that might have been something I missed that you guys with a better shaped car might deal with. But yeah, that's where it's at. 1999 Audi A6 Quattro Avante wagon. But hope this helps any of you guys out. All the videos I watched, I had to watch them all and combine the information to kind of get all the pieces of the puzzle like I just showed you guys here. And yeah, it's not that bad. It just looks bad. All right, so the second alternator is out. It also has 2 pins, basically the same alternator of Vallejo or whatever. Quite dirty. Everything came out the same, other than one thing I noticed is the fan wasn't coming out easy, and on the very bottom thing that turns out of the little slots there has this release mechanism. You can see that little thing sticking down, so you gotta pull that up to get the rotation started. Yeah, it's at the very bottom down there. It's kind of tight with these, but other than that, everything was the same. Yeah, so that's 2 alternators out. And I guess we'll clean this one up and put her back in and see what we get. Just figured I'd show that extra tidbit of info I found, because this one has the same release little clip, but it didn't give me any grief. But yeah. Whew. All right, success. Okay, installation success. Is the alternator a success? We don't know yet. Charging issue, we don't know. We got the parts alternator into the black car. I'm not going to do any of this shit up yet until I make sure this alternator is good. And I also want to, while I'm in here and this is all open, I'm going to degrease the shit out of it and pressure wash it, because Audi oil leaks. The only hints I would say, putting it in, same thing, leaving all this loose. You got to wrestle it in there. Put that bottom bolt in the alternator before you even start wrestling it in, because remember, this bracket here doesn't allow you to pull the bolt out once it's in there, so you won't be able to put it in once it's in there. Or, you know, have the alternator in there but on an angle where you can get that bolt in. And I kind of worked that bolt in first before anything, and then I got the alternator in position, got that bolt in. Actually, before any of that, I hooked the 12 volt to the back post on the alternator and the plug, and then I wrestled it completely into its position, doing that bolt first, and then that bolt, and then the belt. If you're going to do this, make sure your fan's not hitting anything when you go to fire it up. I had also unhooked this to give me more pull room, so I put that back on there temporarily. I still got to move that clip up. But yeah, I'll hook that battery back up now. I don't think the fog lights and the horn being unhooked is going to affect anything, but who knows with Audi, so we will see what we get here. Ooh, sparky. Oh yeah, just... Okay, good enough. Everything out of the way, sure. Oh, jack handle. Please, no battery light. Oh yeah, instantly battery light's out. That brand new alternator was screwed. Oh, all your noises, Audi. We still have a check engine light, but that could be figured out later. At least we are charging now. We're looking at nice high voltage. This thing runs great. Couple check engine codes probably in there. Also, after unhooking your battery, your radio is going to be in safe mode. Yeah, see, safe mode. So I think it's FM2 and RDS you hold. There you go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 are your 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. I know mine, I already did this, is 1700. Oh, why did I do that? So 1700, and then hold these again, I believe. There we go. Now we got radio, although I don't think this radio is working in this thing. For some reason. We got no volume, that's for sure. Everything is so sticky in here. Anyways, that's how you get your radio back. Success! We have an alternator that works.